Today I'll be talking to Mr. Matthew Pugh, who is a Lubbock High School educator, and we are conducting this interview today because I hope to become a high school educator within the future. And yes, so to start off, Mr. Pugh, can you tell me about yourself and what is your occupation?
So my name is Matthew Pugh. I work as a science teacher here at Lubbock High School. Been at this school for about 8 years, been teaching for well over a decade now. I teach forensic science, aquatic science, and environmental systems. So I teach a lot of upperclassmen. I'm trying to get them involved in classes that might show them potential career paths or just interest them at the end of their education.
Okay. And what certifications and requirements are needed to become a high school educator?
So to be a high school teacher, you have to have a bachelor's degree. It doesn't have to be in education, but you also have to have a state license, which you get through either alternative certification or you'll get through your teaching program. The education college will help you with that. And then you also have to pass a test for the sections that you're going to pass. So for example, if you want to be a science teacher, you have to pass a science test. If you want to be a math teacher, you have to pass a math class or a math test. And so you need your bachelor's degree, you need your state license to be a teacher, and then you need your subject license.
And what challenges have you faced while working in the education field?
There's many challenges in education, as many people know. Principal here, his name is Doug Young. He always starts the school year by saying, parents always send us the best students they have. And sometimes those students they're going to be doctors, they have a 4.8 GPA, they're here every day, always respectful. Sometimes we have students who have really hard home lives or have learning difficulties. They come from different ethnic backgrounds, cultural backgrounds, economic backgrounds. And so one of the challenges of modern day education is your students are incredibly varied. That makes it really interesting because none of your students are the same. That makes it hard because student A might need a completely different set of requirements or skills or opportunities to be successful versus student B. And as an educator, you have to provide opportunities for both those students in order for them to be successful. And it's a balancing task that you can't always cater to B, you can't always cater to A, you just gotta try to cater to the most students possible. And that's one of the hardest challenges is the huge variety in students that you have.
And what is the most rewarding part of being a teacher?
The most rewarding part of being a teacher by far is you know that you're having a positive impact in your community. So one of the reasons why I became a teacher was it's one of the most efficient ways to have a positive impact on your community. Young people need a lot of help. They need educational help, mentorship, they need someone that they can talk to or listen to. And when you're a high school teacher, you have 200, 300, maybe even 400 students that you get to teach every day. And you're not gonna make a great impact on all of them. But if you can make a good impact on, let's say, 150 students a year, and then you do that job for 40 years, and you've positively impacted the lives of tens of thousands of students. And then that doesn't include their spouses or their kids or their families that they'll have in the future. And so it's really rewarding that this student that you saw be successful in high school goes on and has a great family, and then you see their kids, and you're like, oh, now I feel old because I'm gonna be teaching their kids and then their grandkids. And there's certain teachers here that are teaching great-grandkids of students that they've had. And so you kind of see that butterfly effect that, yeah, you didn't completely change this kid's life, but now that they're an adult, you can see oh, all that hard work actually paid off. All those days that I went home really tired and frustrated, it was actually worth it because these students are better off now than they were at the beginning of the year or at the beginning of high school. And so one of the most rewarding is just you get to work with people and see them become better people, which is very rare.
And finally, what advice would you give to a new teacher?
You have to take care of your health. It's very, very easy to get burnt out in education because it requires so much emotional energy, physical energy, it requires so much time, especially your first year of teaching. You're going to cry, you're going to be mad, you're going to want to quit, and that's completely natural because teaching is a unique field that requires so much of you during the school year and then so little of you during the summer that's very hot and cold. And so it's super important that you try to eat healthy, that you try to sleep 8 hours a night that you do your prayer or meditation or whatever to take care of your physical, mental, and emotional health. And like, you're not going to be good at it the first few years because you're trying to find a balance in your career and possibly a marriage or something. But like, the more that you get those factors outside of school in your control, the easier it'll be for you to be an effective teacher. It's very much like being a student. If you didn't sleep the night before, it's really hard to pay attention in class. If you didn't sleep the night before, it's really easy for you to lose your patience with a student that's giving you a hard time or being disrespectful or something. And so the more that you can prepare yourself outside of school for the school day, the better off it'll be. And that balance will become more and more. A lot of times new teachers will work like 14 or 16-hour days trying to make the perfect lesson for everything. And it's because as educators, we want to give the best that we can for our students. But at some point, you have to draw healthy boundaries and say, this may not be the best lesson, but this is what I have, because I have to go to bed. Because if I don't go to bed, then I'm not going to be the best teacher for the students. And it's better to be a healthy teacher with a bad lesson than a great lesson with a bad teacher.
And that concludes our interview today. Thank you for your time, Mr. Pugh.
Of course.
And thank you.